In this video, we're gonna be reviewing the Griot's Garage Foam Sprayer. What's going on? Glad you're here and welcome back to the Wilson Auto Detailing community. If you're a pro auto detailer or a car enthusiast, but you just love everything auto detailing, then definitely consider subscribing. So, the Griot's Garage Foam Sprayer, this is kind of like a foam cannon. It's like a snow cannon, but it doesn't hook up to a pressure washer. So this hooks up directly to your garden hose outside your house. And basically the idea is that it works like a foam cannon. It's sort of a pre-wash method, but of course you can use foam cannons and things like these foam sprayers for a lot more than just pre-wash methods. So what I want to do is show you guys what this car looks like beforehand, see the surface dirt. We're going to use this, hose it off, see what it looks like with no agitation. Then we're going to use it again, agitate it with a mitt, hose it off, dry it, and see what it looks like after that. So here's what I'm going to be using in the video. So the instructions are really pretty simple, right? However, they do suggest, of course, using it with their Brilliant Finish car wash here, which is also by Griot's. Generally, companies always tell you to also use their other products in addition to the products you're already using that are theirs. So I'm sure you could use other car soaps. But again, this is their Brilliant Finish car wash by Griot's. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it as far as how much I put in there. Generally, they say somewhere around like 1 to 3 ounces is like pretty standard. However, just so you guys know, this is a car wash that's not going to strip off any waxes or anything like that was on the surface beforehand. It says right here for the foaming sprayer to add 3 ounces of Brilliant Finish car wash to the reservoir and fill the rest with water. So I'm gonna go ahead, put 3 ounces-ish in here and fill up the rest with agua, or water. Now, once it's filled up, you can actually just take the sprayer, and it's kind of like an air hose would work or like a pressure washer connection. It just clicks on just like that, and you're ready to go. So before we do this, we're gonna check out the surface dirt, and pardon the noise. There's somebody running a pressure washer next door. So you guys can see there's a ton of surface dirt on here. Yes, I'm gonna mar the paint when I do this a little bit, but I just want you guys to see tons of surface dirt. I'm not pre-treating anything, not the wheels, not the wheel wells. Again, I just want you guys to see this straight up, what this looks like. Alrighty, I'll go around a little bit. Here's the front end, tons of dirt, right? We'll check out the hood as well. Front end, again, lots of dirt, lots of bugs. And this side as well, tons of dirt. Hopefully you guys can see that. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and use the foam sprayer. Okay, so that's what the foam looks like with the prescribed amount of soap. So you guys got to see that firsthand. Again, that's like 3 ounces of this car wash. I'm gonna basically double it now. I'm gonna put like 6 to 8 ounces of car soap, and I just wanna see at any level, does it change the thickness of the suds and all that sort of stuff. You guys are probably already picking up on this, but yes, there is less suds with a foam sprayer like this when you compare it to something that you hook up to a pressure washer like a foam cannon, because for obvious reasons, right, all that PSI, it's a lot easier to create a lot more foam when it's going at that high pressure. So here, of course, it's expected that you're gonna have less foam, but again, I'm just gonna double the amount of car soap I put in here, fill it up again, and see what happens. Okay guys, so I just dried the paint and the windows and all this sort of stuff with a leaf blower so as to not agitate anything. So that way, literally the only thing that has happened so far is it's been sprayed down, it's been foamed, it's been sprayed off again. And that actually happened twice because again, I doubled the basically dilution ratio of the concentrate of the car wash into the water for the second time just to see if the suds were any different. And I think that they were pretty much the same, to be honest with you. So adding, you know, maybe 3 more ounces, 4 more ounces of car soap is probably more just a waste of product than anything else. I don't think there was any significant difference in the amount of foam. But let's look at the surface dirt to see if anything actually came off at a significant level. Now, granted, this paint was not protected by any wax or sealant or anything. So this is where I used my finger and kind of moved it to where you could see the contrast of the juxtaposition between the dirt, surface dirt, and then the place where I had moved it away. So it looks pretty much the same, to be honest with you. And I know a lot of guys say, okay, well, you're not going to remove all the dirt, right? That's for the agitating step. This is just a pre-wash method. And again, I agree with you. Yes, this is a pre-wash, this is the first stage of the washing process so as to kind of encapsulate as much dirt as you can, run it off the paint, so you're minimizing scratching at the highest level. But again, this is kind of a reason why I'm so skeptical of foam cannons. Not in every situation. I like foam cannons sometimes, but it's just in other times I wonder, is it really worth what the time it takes and the money you're putting into buying different foam cannons, all that sort of stuff. Now again, I know it's not apples to apples because this is a foam sprayer that attaches to a garden hose. It's not a foam cannon that you put on a pressure washer, but nonetheless, the concept is the same when you're talking about suds running off the paint to encapsulate dirt, to minimize scratching when you actually do agitate the paint. But here you guys go. This is what the paint looks like now. Definitely still a lot of surface dirt, but very, very good foam, if anything. So just a couple quick notes. Generally speaking, at least from my experience in the professional auto detailing world, when I use a foam cannon that I attach to my pressure washer, I really get very similar results to this. Generally speaking, I reserve foam cannons and things like this for cars that I see on a regular basis that are maintenanced and that are particularly high-end and that customers actually care about swirling and they care about the scratching because it's a garage vehicle, it's waxed on a weekly basis. I even have some customers that I literally say on a weekly basis, and I'll use a foam cannon at times with that. But these results that you saw back here are very characteristic of a vehicle that is not maintained, not sealed, not waxed, has no ceramic or anything on it, and therefore the surface dirt becomes very difficult to pull off if you're just using a foam cannon. But again, there is at some level a sort of microscopic like removal of the dirt that you're not going to be able to see with your naked eye, because of course the suds are doing something. It's not like there's zero dirt coming off, but again, I just wonder, is it enough to really make it worth it? And I'll let you guys be the judge. But for now, definitely a ton of suds, a ton of soap. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is fill it up again. I'm just gonna do 3 to 4 ounces. I'm gonna foam the entire car down, and I'm gonna take a wash mitt, and I'm going to start top to bottom and wash the entire car, just washing it with the foam that's sprayed on. So I'm not gonna be using the 2-bucket wash method. Rather, I'm going to be actually spraying clean foam soap onto the paint, agitating it very lightly with my wash mitt, and then I'll dunk my wash mitt into a bucket, wring out the dirty soap. And so this, and then of course I'll apply it again. This is just kind of a quicker sort of keeping the logic of the 2-bucket method and yet working a little bit faster. So here's what this looks like. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the paint now that it has been agitated. I dried it again with a leaf blower. I'm using particularly soft water, so this house has really soft water, so any water spots are just very minimal, and then any that are left over are really easy to deal with, so that's not a big issue I'm facing right now. But I just want to show you guys all the areas that I really focused on in the before shots, like down here, where the car particularly gets dirty for obvious reasons. Alrighty, they look very good and very clean. And I'll come up here to the front as well so you guys can see this. And yeah, it kind of looks just as expected, right? Like it's car soap, it's cleaning surface dirt. This is what car soap does to car paint. It cleans it. So there you go. That's what the finished product looks like. So let me talk about the pros and cons of this product. So first really big pro with a tool like this is obviously you don't have to have a pressure washer. You can do kind of the same thing as a foam cannon. You can kind of get the same results. You're in the foam cannon arena, but you're not spending money on an expensive pressure washer. Second huge pro about this product in particular is how easy it is to attach and detach from the foam cannon itself, the foam sprayer. So check this out. All I do is literally push it and it's connected. And no matter how I hold it, it always stays straight up because it's held loosely right here. So even if I'm turning it sideways, the bottle itself is not, the reservoir is not turning sideways and kind of hindering my ability to push foam out because that straw is going downwards. So that's always staying just like this so gravity can do its thing. And then again, biggest pro I see with this that I was just finding as I was using it is I can spray the foam on and then literally by barely touching it, I can pull the tool off and start spraying water and rinse the foam off as quickly as I want to. Whereas when you're using a foam cannon and a pressure washer, it's much more difficult to be able to spray the foam off. You kind of have to turn the pressure washer off, unclick the hose or unclick the foam cannon, turn it back on, and it's a little bit more of a hassle, particularly if you're using like a heavy duty power washer, you know, a gas powered pressure washer that's hard to move and all that sort of stuff. This is very simple and the ease of use is just 10 out of 10, right? The only con that I would really say is even about this product is the fact that I am a little skeptical as far as foam cannon goes and foam sprayers, unless you're dealing with a really maintenance vehicle. In my opinion, in my own professional detailing world, they tend not to be exactly what the industry would have you think they are. But of course, the car wash soap that I used here was again the Brilliant Finish Car Wash by Griot's. And of course, this is a great car soap. It does not remove any sealants or waxes that are previously on your paint. So all in all, I think it's a fantastic tool to have if it's appropriate for your particular situation. It is definitely appropriate for my situation. I don't like hauling around these big pressure washers. You guys know that, even though I own a couple different pressure washers and I use them every now and again when I have to, but this is just a huge way to simplify your world, if you ask me. So if you want to get your hands on this tool or on the car soap, I'm going to hook up Amazon links below in the YouTube description box. Check those out. If you use those links, it does give this channel a small commission, but it helps me keep putting out videos just like this. So if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. And if you're new here and you're a pro detailer or a car enthusiast and you just love everything auto detailing, then definitely hit the subscribe button. And as always, from Luke here at Wilson Auto Detailing, keep working hard, and I'll see you guys in the next video.